let's do this. Hi, Shiny Day. Welcome in. Wow, this is the deepest V-neck shirt I've ever owned. Like, not. I think it's because I stretch it too much. I don't have the boobs to take advantage of the V-neck, though. One day. Yeah, time zone change. Well, daylight savings happened. So I had to be like, when is my stream actually supposed to start? Because for those who don't know, I'm not from America. I'm Chilean, which means I'm now 2 hours ahead of Eastern time, which is what I use for my schedule. So I had to recalculate it in my head. I'm considering making my stream happen earlier during winter, your winter, my summer. Because the point of the schedule that I set up was for it to be an early-ish morning thing for me. But now it's squarely an afternoon thing. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just deal with it and shift my work earlier in the day to do things in the morning rather than in the afternoon. We'll see how I feel about it. Subject to change. I got a burp. Tricely, hello, shiny day. Does a deep V-neck count as a booth window? I think I would need to have something like up here for it to be a window. Maybe I'll put on a scarf for the sake of making it a booth window. That would cook me. It's too hot in here. It's... How much is that in freedom units? I can... Does this thing do that? It does. 78 in here. Almost 79. A scarf would not be pleasant. Don't call them freedom units anymore. What should I call them then? This is not the glove that I like to use. What's my actual glove? I have so many gloves and none of them have been watched. Fucked. The fucked units? I'm okay with that. Either lap shiny day. Let's get to work. For those who might have missed the news, Affinity changed. So now there's a single program called Affinity Studio. And it comes with pretty much all the things that it used to be, because it was Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, and Affinity Layout, maybe. But now it's all one thing. You guys can't really see this menu, but there's like 3 different versions of the program you can, or different tool sets you can select in the top corner. Everything else seems to be relatively the same. And it's completely for free. So if you've been wanting to get away from Adobe, there's no easier way than with this. I have a little concern as to what Canva's business model is gonna be. Because right now you can get Canvas Pro linked to this. Well, it would be linked no matter what because you need to have a Canva account to use it. And the only things that I see that are behind the subscription are some machine learning stuff for things that I don't really care to use. Because I was concerned that in painting, actually segmentation is still free, so let's download that one real quick. In painting and segmentation, which is the thing I used to select subjects on an image, was going to be behind their pro subscription, but it's not. So I don't know how they expect to make money off of this. I don't know if they're like banking on people wanting what's the shit? Depth estimation. Actually, that one does sound kind of cool. Especially if they do something like relighting things. It's an estimated depth map. It would be really cool for that. But right now, it's just to make it into like a portrait photo with like the blur, similar to what you would find on a phone camera. Colorization, which, unless your job is to restore black and white photos, I don't know if you need a tool for it. You can just do it by hand. Super resolution, kind of cool, but there are other tools that you can use for that are free. So I don't know. I don't know what Canva is trying to do. I guess we'll find out if it's bad in a couple months. I do still have Affinity Photo installed in case Affinity Studio sucks and I want to go back. We'll see how that goes for me. Let's do get to work though. We have two thumbnails to make. One for Sands and Blake Manor. Wrong title. The Sands off Blake Manor. I always get it wrong. You can see that I saved it with the wrong title. And Silent Hill. That's the other one, which I'm currently downloading because Jacob hasn't sent me the file just yet. I imagine she's going to do that later today, considering it's still early morning for him. And he has to travel to Karina's place for recording on Mondays. Um, I don't think I have a concept for this. This game looks neat. It is. The art style is pretty good. It's set in Victorian Ireland. And it's a deduction uh, game. I'm gonna have to restore these. I already uploaded the video, but I might have to go back and. Well, I definitely have to go back and put these text boxes back in view. Doing it with the subtitle track is um, fine, but it doesn't quite work on mobile because mobile subtitles on mobile are weird because they're not handled by the YouTube app; they are handled by the operating system. So I can't actually style them too much. Transparency doesn't work, which is why I just use a black background. If you ever wonder why I don't have a transparent background, it's because transparency doesn't show up on mobile, except if you go into the subtitle settings of your phone and override the background to be transparent. Then it works. And by it works, I mean that you just get to choose it by yourself, but I can't have it be transparent through the subtitle settings. Also, in general, the styling of our subtitles is kind of fucked because I end up overriding whatever settings you may have. You have to go into like an extra menu to ignore what the file dictates. Bit of a bummer. I wish YouTube had better support for subtitles. Because technically, EBU should have all the things that I use for subtitles, but it doesn't work. Or even VTT. But turns out it doesn't. It looks weird. Also, overlapping lines get handled strangely. Miss the stream, looking forward to the VOD. It's a pretty interesting story. Also, a really fun one if you find it funny to see Jacob struggle with names. There are a bunch of Irish names that he does not know how to pronounce. Most people don't, to be fair. Someone, I don't know if very seriously, but someone did say in chat that the game should come with a pronunciation key in an accessibility menu. And honestly, not a terrible idea. Because parts of the game are voice acted. So it would be interesting to have on the menu just like the list of names, and when you click on it, it plays the recording of someone saying the name. Lots of crow imagery, which is a big plus in my book. I think you know how to say maybe a handful of traditional Irish names. Maybe. My experience with it was from my phonetic classes in university. Because the second professor that I had, not my first year, but the years after that, he liked showcasing different accents, and he showed us a list of Irish names and was like, guess if you know how to pronounce these. None of us knew. He remembered a couple of them. There were even a few that he couldn't remember how to pronounce. It's a cool frame. Do you come really know how to pronounce exactly one Irish name correctly? I don't remember how to pronounce that one. Why's my camera blurry? I'm here, bro. Okay. I have to like sit up. Siobhan? Okay. There was another one that came up that Jacob was like, "Oh, I remember how to say that one," because he had literally seen it a couple days prior on like a YouTube short. But I don't remember which one was it, nor how to say it. Creepy hallway, weeping angel statues. They do not follow you though. It's actually pronounced Athene Abernant. Abernant. Is that a music joke? It's a D20 joke, okay. Siobhan Thompson plays Athene Abernant. Okay. I've not experienced D20. That's on YouTube, right? It's not a dropout exclusive thing. Because I do remember D20 having its own channel. It wasn't part of the College Humor thing. So I imagine they can at least release it after the fact on YouTube. Think that's what they do, but you haven't kept up with D20. The season that Matt played in when everyone was playing evil characters. That sounds like the kind of chaos that Matt would get involved in. They have the first two seasons of Fantasy High, and then it's mostly just the first episodes of seasons on YouTube. That's fine, I guess. Dropout is doing okay. I saw that they had a higher tier because people wanted to pay more. Okay, let's see what I can do with this. Huno, hello, shiny day, welcome in. You still in LA? I don't remember if you mentioned when are you going back. Not that it's my business. You came back Sunday? Well, I hope you had fun. Had a great time? Hell yeah. Maybe I'll keep it to these two frames and just extend these shapes. Just another take on Roomful of Vampires. Julia was saying that this guy looks very much how she draws vampires. Like the quick and dirty way that she draws vampires. This one's even more Julia coded. I haven't seen the SSS streams last week, so this is looking mighty interesting. It's definitely an interesting game. And it's 10% off. This stream is sponsored by Raw Fury. You've been on a D20 kick lately. It was nice because you realized you hadn't watched Crown of Candy since you're pretty sure you thought it was Tiny Heist. You really don't like. I would watch more actual plays if I had more time. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh yeah, the SSS stream is sponsored, not this stream, not my stream. I don't get sponsorships by Raw Fury. I don't have a guy on Raw Fury contacting me about video games to play. I will take just about anyone's money though. And I say just about anyone's money because I would be like, yeah, I would take anyone's money, but then I think, no, there are some entities slash people that I don't think I would take their money. I spreads my screen because it's dirty. There's just some entities that I don't want to be involved with. I think I'm good. You're trying to follow a new CR, but you missed 2 episodes, and now you have 8 hours to catch up. I have the last episode and a half to catch up on. That's the outline I want to fill. Was last week's episode 4 of the new campaign? Nadine, hello. Shiny day, welcome in. Sorry the stream eats into your nap now. Oh, by the way, Patrick, congrats on Chair. That was extremely good. Most recency for episode was 4. So the prologue is over. Took you a while to figure out what I was saying. Yeah, that's how the stream goes. Actually, I could do these fancier. Hide those. We could. Where's the object selection tool? Stream is probably gonna chug a little. Gonna duplicate you. we're gonna select as much as I can of you. I can use the freehand selection tool for the rest. Now, add. And I'm going to use the polyline. Keep that as a straight edge. Got it. Duplicate that one. Deselect. So now I can grab this polyline and just send it over here. Oh, I need the other man. I need this man. You're going to be going into at least 3 cars this week. I do not think Nadine would be very good at stabbing people. No shade. You just don't seem like a stabbing kind of person. Now, Lep, on the other hand, 100% capable of stabbing someone. Cab driver took you home literally just now because you just got home. This started smoking without even asking if it was fine. Felt like a stab to the brain. That will feel awful. And we will do the same on the other side. And you're a smoker, you do ask before and get away from people. When I was in high school, a classmate would smoke before classes. And I will always get there early, so we would chat before going into school. And she would always ask me if I was okay with the smell. Even though I had just answered that question the day before. Is this line not closed? It was. No tool. Gonna get this little cutout that it had there. Let's mask out. Where's my mask? What's the mask link? Oh, there it is. I need to get readjusted to the menus on this. That's the wrong brush. I do have to complete the rest of this man's shoulder. We are going to do that with the pen tool as well. That's too big for a shoulder. That's doing like right there. That's good. Do you not? Need to go like right there. That's good enough, I guess. What else do I want to add? The eye does have to be here somewhere. What if on him? Went into the settings on satisfactory to see if there was a way to change the thing and found two quality of life settings to change for you. And now you're mad about how they had everything organized in their settings. The menus on satisfactory are not very satisfactory. Let's add another polyline here. Get rid of this man's head. Your single remaining brain cell says, hey, I good. Sweet. That's all I needed. Now, do I want this to be filtered differently? Not with these. Um, Probably all the effects are in a different thing. What's Vorona again? Oh, it's that. That's not what I want. When life gives you lemons, do not look at their teeth. That's what I always say. I guess I don't even know if this um, program has the kind of filters that I'm thinking of. Because I wanted like an edge detect kind of filter. But I don't think I've ever used those in here. It's just too bright. I guess I can just give it an adjustment layer. Change the levels on it. Make it a little darker. Did I decide on birthday plans? No. I'm probably gonna be working. I did get surprised with birthday things on my hangout with my friends. I thought it was just a hangout. Turns out it was a Halloween thing, so everyone had costumes. I didn't have shit. And then they had like a cake for me and whatnot. Bonbon, hello. Did they also strip? No, I wish. Ow. They're not uh, brave enough. You'll give me strippers for my next birthday there. Thank you. That's why I love traveling to America. Way easier to get to strippers. Is it? It's you. I can add a pixel layer to you so we can paint on it. I think I'm gonna use probably like a chisel pen for this. It's very flat color. Oh, it's not part of that. Okay, cool. Oh, did they change the thing where? Oh, they did. Okay, that's kind of cool. In the previous version of this on Affinity Photo, if you wanted to copy or like grab a color, you had to hold Alt, then click on the screen and drag the color so you would have this wheel show up. But now you can just do it by tapping on the color that you want. So you don't have to do like a weird wiggle motion whenever you want it to get a color. My birthday is on a full moon this year. Assume that combo will result in me becoming a were corvid or something. Probably. I'll grow much hairier and um, I don't know, some. You imagine the end of that sentence. No. I guess you are in. Yeah, then technically. I'll grow sharp bird teeth. I don't need to grow any more teeth. I already had to remove one extra molar on top of the four that I got taken out when I got my braces. Where's the case now? Character. Yeah. Yeah, I had a um the four that I got removed during my brace stuff. You gave me something I love for my birthday by taking me to the shower with you. Hell yeah, let's go. Um, the four that I got removed during the whole thing with my braces was because my teeth were like too crammed together, so they needed to make space. And then when I was almost done with that, one of the X-rays showed that I had a tooth back here, like near the end of my jaw or the start, whichever way you want to look at it from. That was growing under some other teeth. So I had to get surgery to remove it, unless I wanted to wait for it to grow out. Like, unless I wanted to hope that tooth would grow like in instead of up. I didn't get that surgery because it was too expensive. So I just laid there for, I want to say 6 years, maybe more. Actually, no, way more than that. Because I was in high school. So probably close to 10 years. It did grow out the back. So then I just went to a dentist and and went, this tooth is not supposed to be there. Can you take it out? And they did. The dentist was a little confused because the person who did my paperwork didn't mark it as an extra tooth because it was technically not any of the teeth that you normally have in your mouth. So it has a different code or a different number that it goes by. And the person who did the paperwork didn't mark it that way. So it was numbered as one of the regular teeth. He looked at the paperwork and went, "Why am I removing this?" And I told him it's because it's not supposed to be there. It's an extra one. He looked at me, looked at the paperwork, and went, "Oh, I see. Someone fucked this up." He didn't say it that way, but that's essentially what he meant. Confront? No, confront. That's what happened when you were wisdom teeth when you had to get surgery because by the time you found it, it was already making its way into your jaw or teeth. Last thing you said before the anesthesia kicked in was, "Can I have my teeth?" And the nurse said no. And then the darkness came. I didn't get the surgery because, like I said, it was too expensive. And my mom convinced herself that I was too scared to get surgery. That's what she told the doc. I She asked me if I wanted to get the surgery. I was like, "Is it important? Should I?" I was like 12. What am I supposed to say to that? Yeah, mom, I love surgeries. No. Also, the one doctor that my dad knew was a good doctor. He didn't perform in children. Adult surgeon only. So we didn't have a reputable contact for uh, someone who could do that. An interesting thing about uh, change of topic. An interesting thing about Affinity Studio files is that the file extension is .af. So all of your files are AF. This sounds at not at off. Off. Yes. I think this is the thumbnail. Assuming I didn't misspell confront again. No, that's fine. Cool. We're gonna export as a high quality JPEG. You're making real cheese. Isn't that your favorite train? New. Your favorite what? Your favorite terrain. This is not, it really doesn't matter which one I use to be the template, but I do want to use the newest one as a template. Why are you not opening the one I'm telling you to open? What's happening here? That's that. Cool. Yes. New. Templates. I want this one. What? Just opens the first one on the folder. Yeah. That's not how this works. Affinity. What if I open, whoops, didn't mean to close everything, but okay, whatever. Sure, I'm just gonna use this one. It literally doesn't matter. I just find it weird that it doesn't open the one I tell it to. Let's open the video file so that I can screenshot things. That's how that process works. Jacob's camera is not leveled. Is it? You're right, assuming it was Bonbon who had the grilled cheese despite having no way of checking. Yep, his camera is not leveled. Or his wall is not leveled. Disgusting. Both are plausible and both can be true. Definitely. Shower was nice, but it did not fix the tops of your feet itching because you walked a lot today. It's a fun thing your body does. Is that like a blood flow thing? Have you tried being upside down for like 2 minutes? Now you're cringing because you remember when you replaced a bunch of windows at the house, 13 windows replaced, 11 different sizes. Ain't that some shit? Snaggle, hello. Shiny day, welcome in. Should probably put the Naginata on the thumbnail, considering it's part of the title. And I don't have a better title in mind for this stream. Although we are seeing the themes more and more as the game progresses. I could also highlight the fact that we are seeing Hinako lose herself. As she goes to the spirit world. You watch Sunday's Vault on Twitch and you accidentally left the channel open and seeing people interpret certain things in a very American and modern way. It's just like, okay, bitch, go learn some culture. Sadly, I do think that's inevitable. People will interpret things based on their own experiences. Lose herself in the sauce. Lose herself in the I will become a perfect wife. Just gonna skip through the boss fight. Sometimes you think you're an ignorant idiot, but then you go online and it's like, oh, actually, do you have the capacity to understand different cultures? You have the ability to think, which is surprisingly lacking these days. Your cheese is grilled to perfection. You always under toast or burnt bread. You're so proud. I'm also proud of you. I don't know how a toaster oven would um, fit in the process of making grilled cheese, but just for regular toast, using one at uh, Lab's place was very neat because I could tell exactly the temperature and time I needed to toast it perfectly. Quite useful. It was also quite useful to make small batches of bread. So I think I eventually just used a regular oven. Can't remember if that's true. I never made that much bread. Donut. Is that what you're having? Or is that like a command? You're having, okay. You're not persuading me to not, then. Good to know. Remember when you were supposed to get pumpkin donuts? Your mom and you drove all the way there and found they closed early because of bad weather? Oh no. You have to wait till next year? That's so sad. I'm convinced the fog monster in this game is Vicar Amelia. Such a bloodborne design. Try to make a joke about doming and commanding someone to not. Couldn't fill in the blanks. I'm sure someone can manage. There's no shortage of funny people in my chat. Bachelors in conscious nodding. Is that a. I guess that would be a BA. More of an art. Good old bacon degree. Would be a fine art or a liberal art. I think that's more of a liberal thing to do. Associate degree, it's funnier for you for some reason. You got some artisanal smoked bacon recently. It's tasty. Jerky, please. You order from. Started doing smoked things as well, so you got bacon. But you can't. Actually, I don't know that I can get beef jerky. They don't make jerky out of beef here. Now you can't stop laughing because you're thinking about someone getting their masters in nothing. Imagine if you had to get a degree in order to make it into the porn industry. There wouldn't be a porn industry. Most likely. I need to make this thumbnail a bit more comprehensible. Jacob was so confused about last week's thumbnail that he brought it up on stream. It was like, what do you mean, slop? Are you saying our stream is bad? And then he was reminded that he started the stream by telling Chad that they were slugs crawling to the trough to to consume this lop. He was like, "Oh, I did open the stream with that, huh? Yeah, okay, now I understand." Do I want this to be bigger? And then just have the caption be oh, wrong thing. Me when man. And we should put an arrow in here too. Make it classic YouTube red. HSL. That cheesy laugh. Hello, shiny day. You just missed the grilled cheese conversation. Whack cow cane. Is that what ducks get high on? Convert to curves. For some reason, you saw me rotate that and panicked. Played too much Planet Zoo on the weekend. It was like Blender, your brain is fried from rotating so much. Make this less pointy, actually. Bit chunkier of an arrow. At least your skunk and her 800 raccoon lady friends are happy. Wrong button. I accidentally hit every other layer. Not what I intended to do. Speaking of bugs, I've yet to use it, but it is in every file. Just a random duck in my layers. Guess crunchy balls could be some kind of pleasant cereal. I believe they were. There's these peanut flavored chocolate balls that I sometimes get. Reese's Puffs. I do not know the equivalent in other places, but I'm gonna say yes. Give it an outline. Nice little white outline for this arrow. Make it very YouTube. And we're just gonna do another shadow on this bad boy. Crank up the intensity. Give a nice radius. I do want a bit of an adjustment to the output here, make it a little brighter. Retain some of the contrast though. Should let me know that you're more casual on the SSS of all watcher friends were enamored by my hair reveal. Thank you, thank you. I do have a lot of hair and very long sideburns. Even though I do cut like the extension of the sideburn that would be this much down my ear. Because when I shave, I kind of just trim that section off. Just because I don't particularly want to have my sideburns go all the way down. Two mistakes there. One, I used the wrong layer. Two, I had done it in the incorrect shape. Jazz. That's what I would call it if it was. Let me start that joke again. That's me with jazz. I lost wind. I lost the impulse of that joke. Because when I went for round two, my brain decided that it wanted to make a jizz joke from Star Wars. But then I also considered the fact that I would just call it jizz. So the joke doesn't really land. That's what you were gonna say. I'm gonna put an apostrophe on it and go Jehez for my next D&D character. And just to make it more upsetting, it's gonna be a reptilian lady with boobies. No one will sympathize with her. If she gets unconscious in combat, no one's gonna revive her. I kind of want to obscure man here. I've been the only person that you have explicitly said no to for anything. Uh, I don't do it on purpose, but it is funny that I'm the only one that's gone too far. Wow, none of those looked good at all. So let's go from gray to transparency. See if that looks any better. It might. Personally, you think being a woman with breasts is okay, but you ain't running that campaign. Well, if you ever need someone and you want to run questionable characters, I'm your bird. Save? I probably should. It's not a bad thing to do. And I will drink the last of my drink. That's because you literally took mine right now and would have forgotten if you didn't point your team. Sometimes a little reminder is very helpful. The eye. Do I not have the eye on this one? Why do I not have the eye on this template? The eye of the tiger. That's definitely not it. Logos was my big one. There we go. Actually, no, this is not the big one that I use. This is the big one that I use. Doesn't have a bunch of extra white space around it or transparency around it. Did everyone see the clip of Nathan on Game Changer? I think he traumatized Brennan in another way. I will have to look that one up then. Deep Link animated it. You'll link that. Better watch it. I will in a sec. I am pretty much done with this thumbnail. I just gotta figure out where eye on eye. Is that too predictable? Yes. Do I care? TBD. A little too hidden. Behind his head like a halo. Also a good option. I do wonder how well it's gonna come through, but we won't know until we try it. Could be behind Hineko's head as well. Gonna use this as our mask, and then we're gonna invert that mask. We're going to invert that mask, and you have an idea, but it may be a lot of work. When has that ever stopped me? Do not regret to inform that Game Changer episode was how you rediscover trophies since post college humor collapse. Before that, last you had watched was Variety Hour and maybe some other stuff casually. Interesting. Pattern on the jacket, make it eyes. Pattern on the jacket, make it eyes. Not a jacket, but I know what you mean. I can probably get away with it relatively easily. Because, am I right remembering that this thing has pattern layers? I'm gonna make it better, don't worry. Now, why would you not let me invert the mask now? Hello. Let's get rid of that for now. It's okay. I'm just gonna redo that selection. And we're gonna apply that to a mask on this pattern. To a mask on this pattern. To a mask on this pattern. Let's go. Okay. These are like that. Lock children as they must be. Bigger, smaller. I always forget which one we want. And we're gonna need my masking one. Why not the correct color? What's the deal with the opacity? Let's add another mask on top of this mask. Wet edges? Wet edges? Where's the wet edges? Did I ever export? I have a dot pattern file, but I don't think that incompatible file. Do I still have Krita? I do. You need yells to get up. I require you to get up. The hell is this? Why did I make this pattern file? I thought I made it on Krilla, but apparently not. It's from 5 years ago, so I guess not where I made that pattern. Cool, let's just gotta make it again. Um, oh, I wanted to do. Can I convince you to show me just this layer? No. Okay. That's okay, I can just hide all the other ones manually. That wasn't even a lowercase yell. I wasn't yelling, I was just reading it so people who weren't looking at chat could get in on it. You think I would ever yell? I barely talk. You can dry swallow a lot of tablets. It's a skill. One that you use to roll intimidate. I imagine it works every time. I need this marquee tool to be like an actual square. I think I usually just use the rectangle tool to make a rectangle that's square. You know what I mean. Don't pretend you don't. There. Now we select, I need the edge. I need that rectangle to have a visible edge, but the tiniest one imaginable. So now I grab this. How's that work again? No. You, you do not belong here. I need this to um, this one. Cut that and paste it over here. Now that's too far. Okay, let's do it a different way then. If I move this to be smack down the middle there, then let's redo this whole situation. Then I can use this as a reference for my selection. Plonk. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Okay, fine, I'll rasterize them. Freaking asshole. Cut. Deselect paste. And then we move them over here. And we center you there. Cool. So then we use this, the rectangle, to make a pattern layer. Pixel, pattern layer from selection. Oh, it can't be from a group. It needs to be a freaking raster layer, of course. Of course, rasterize. Layer, nope, pixel, new pattern layer from selection. That's not what I wanted. Missing an eye here in the middle. Okay. That's fine. We can grab this one that I discarded. Put it right at the bottom of the rectangle. Middle ways like that. Actually, that's the middle. That looks cursed. Nix Marie. Shiny that, welcome in. Dry swallow Cheerios. Crazy. You appreciate my effort to make this a genuine fabric pattern? Yeah. I have to do it right. Because otherwise, I won't like the result. Plop you right there. Delete that one. Duplicate this one. Rasterize. Pixel, pattern from selection. Hide those two. Look at that. It's only a little fucked. I think one of you needs to go slightly higher or slightly lower. I'm gonna assume that you need to go like there. That. Duplicate you. Rasterize you. Then from selection. Ah, frick. They're both a little weird. Why do they not look that weird in here? Move you up 1 pixel. Move you left 1 pixel. Is that what I want? Are you the one that I want? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Could be, could be. Rasterize. How are you worse? Okay, so you are too low. All right. You, or are you too high? Thus, fucking my pattern. We'll find out together. I suck at taking pills. No matter what pill I take or how I do it, it always feels like it's stuck in my throat. It doesn't freak me out, but it is not enjoyable. Why are these eyes Canadian? Um, why are there two of you? What if I make a regular pattern layer? Do I have to like paint on it? I guess so. I can't put things in it. Yeah. Okay. So I have to keep futzing. So what's causing my problem? I thought it was because this one was too high, but maybe you need to be even lower? Question mark. Where's the pattern? Why can I not get it right? You know what? I'm going to copy this group, create a new document in 512 by 512. And then paste it here. That way I'll know for sure why it's not square. So now we duplicate, rasterize, pattern from selection. We paste it over here. It's still wrong. Why? Isn't the way I copied these? Well, let's do it again then, from scratch. Import the thing. There's no reason for this to have taken this long. I just suck. I want you to know that. So I want you to be a little bit smaller. Raster dithering. Need to crop that part of the image. See at the top how to fade it. I think I know what you're talking about. Because this one, yeah. Yeah, that's what you mean. I will do it differently now, which should get rid of that. I'll just do it this way. That should work? Question mark? You not do that. I missed the corners. Whoops. Pretty cool circle now. Actually, could I wait? Am I silly? If I put you in the middle and I make a pattern out of you, and then I move you to the corner, and I make a pattern out of that. Oh, I guess I would have to rasterize it. What's that look like? Oh, that doesn't work? Oh, I thought it was onto something. That's cursed. Okay, I can just do it the way I was doing it. I was just curious if I was being silly. Let's not. How I add this? So I want this whole group to be smaller. Still centered. And then I guess I can put some small ones here. I need to make sure that it's centered to that layer. That's gonna look weird. Also, it's not gonna be. Oh my god, I'm doing this. I'm doing this so wrong. Um. Hmm. I guess smaller. Remove all the others though. I need them to be the same size. Can you do what I ask you? Thank you. What? What? One straight down the middle. And actually, no, because that still doesn't solve my corners. One forge. Unless 45 degrees. What about them apples? You know? I don't know if that's. Oh, that's what I want. Okay. Maybe Q. I guess I could make U smaller. I understand that there are better ways to do this. I simply need to find a lazy way of doing this. So I can hope for the best. Okay. This may end up looking like biblically accurate. Is it cherubim? None of this is necessary. Yeah. Pattern from selection. I don't know why it shifted, but sure. I'm gonna paste you here. Look at that. Perfect. First try. There is a very noticeable center line, but maybe you won't be able to tell if I mask it like that. Don't need to duck. My left right balance is off. That's fine. You won't be able to tell anyways. Was this necessary? No. Did we learn something? You could say that. You can indeed go ahead and say that, but who's to say? I need the shadows to come through on the U. That's not my shadows. Where are the shadows? Do they count as midtones? Fuck me, you're running. I guess they are because they're like kind of gray. The thing is, I love doing things that sound fun. And you can take that sexually. And this sounded fun, so I wanted to try it. I think pattern linears have a bit of an issue. I think pattern layers need some well, it actually is showing me everything outside the canvas. I don't know if that's a setting that I turned on accidentally. Cause this is my canvas. You can tell where the color changes. But now it got a little crazy. Why can I see outside of my canvas? This is very confusing and a little alarming. You showed Riley the wallpaper you made for your phone, and he said it looked like something you would see from Tool. Not wrong. I'm gonna deal with the hell that is all these eyes sometime later. I need to put this number here. This is this is wait. No, yeah. This is 5. Save that. We're gonna hide the number. Hide this guy. And export to my image folder. Solid nail F 5 with no number. And then we go 5 with a number. There we go. Oh, it's the slash. It's the backslash. Backslash does this. Crazy. Okay. We've learned so much today. And that will be the end of it. Um, let's go over here. week normal. I'll be back on Thursday for more of the game that I was playing. I forget what it was called. Something Kingdom. Nope. Sunday normal. Tomorrow's my birthday, but I don't think I'm doing anything in particular on the Discord. If you want to celebrate my birthday across the continents, you can watch V for Vendetta and have some chicken, maybe some rice, some cookies. You'll say hi to a bird, also works. So yeah. Atlas Fallen was the game, thank you. You'll give our local Raven a shiny. All good options. I'm gonna get out of here. I think Khaz, you've been wonderful. Remember that you're very important to me, and remember to be happy. Worcestershire.